From this map, we know that not everywhere in China could produce tea, right? Although China is a region of tea and China produces the largest amount of tea. Normally, we classify the tea area in China into 4 areas, which are the 西南茶区 Southwest region, 华南茶区 South region, 江南茶区 South of Yangtze River, that is 长江, North of 长江 region, 江北茶区. And first, the Southwest area is considered the birthplace of the tea and the oldest tea producing areas, covers Yunnan, Sichuan, Guizhou. Although Yunnan, Sichuan, Guizhou, they are considered the southwest and the oldest one, but in Sichuan and Guizhou, there doesn't have too many apple trees because it's too cold. It's too cold. Yes, so apple tree normally grow here in Yunnan area, okay? And after that, next to 西南茶区, it is 华南茶区 South region, South area, covers 广西、广东、福建, Taiwan, and 海南 Central. You can imagine comparing to other areas or Yunnan and Yunnan, this area is between, like the weather is between, also has more different styles. So that will allow this area to have more different categories of the teas, like the green tea, white tea, oolong tea, black tea. Yes, indeed, like in Fujian. Actually, Fujian is a region of oolong tea, black tea, and white tea. So it is very talented. That's the general situation about Hualan Chachi. How about the areas along Yangtze River? We know that the rivers, Yangtze River, Huanghe, and Lanchang River in Yunnan, they are all very important for all the human beings and, of course, those species. So that's for the tea. In the south area of Yangtze River, 江南茶区 covering 湖南、湖北、浙江、江苏、江西、安徽. And you may hear of like 龙井茶、碧螺春、云雾茶、南京的雨花茶、黄山毛峰、真青玉露. Yes, they are all green tea. Yes, they're all green tea because in those areas the weather is very cold, so the tea trees are very small, and such the nature buries such tea trees to have more higher concentration of the amino acids. Of course, those tea leaves could be also good for making the black tea by adjusting the processing method. Okay, the same reason for the north area of Yangtze River, north area of Yangtze 江北茶区 covering 河南、陕西、甘肃、山东. Shandong has a little part in Rizhao producing green tea because in those areas, after all, in the north of Yangtze River, it is too cold. So most likely those tea trees, they are very small and they are good for making green tea. Yes, so generally, in the whole China, based on the data in 2024, there are over 3.39 hectares of the tea gardens, producing 3.52 million tons of tea. Wow, that's a lot. Yes, China is the #1 country, produces biggest amount. But how about exporting? How much did we export? Here is the data in 2024 again. That is only 0.374 million tons, only around 10%. Why? What's the reason? Do we Chinese drink all the teas? Not really. Actually, the average amount we Chinese drinking tea, each person is very small, even smaller than the average amount of the whole world. Because it's too expensive? I don't think so. Because it's too complicated by using Gongfu style. Because we cannot export. Of course, there are many reasons. I'd like to discuss that further with you on our live class or in person. Yeah, face to face. If you could have the chance to have the online class. Okay. And of course, being a Chinese tea lover, although we also think the tea from other countries could be good, we really hope that there would have more and more tea lovers would drink the Chinese tea and share Chinese tea. Okay, so that's something about Chinese tea. How about the whole world, the global tea market, the global tea area? In the whole world, there are over 70 countries produce tea, and each year over 7 million tons of tea is produced. Yeah, and over 2 million tons of tea is being treated, which means that still for those tea countries, they drink lots of them, like in Turkey, in India, and now I think this number is exciting. Only over 3 billion person drinking tea. Why exciting? You may ask me, Mabel, there are very few. So, which means that if the whole world, everyone drinks tea, wow, we are going to sell the tea. We can share lots of good things, wonderful things as through the cup of tea, okay? So, still, the market is very potential, guys. This is our job to impact, to let more people enjoy the tea. Okay, yes. And also, again, China is the number one, but we embrace the tea countries, the tea drinks everywhere. And we should consider how we could cooperate with each other to share the tea's culture, the tea's knowledge, and especially by doing this, to share the peace among each country and among the whole universe, okay? See, that is very simple. Okay, after this lesson, do you know what is tea? And how do we call such special plants? Again, yes, here I listed you all of those key words. So precisely only if the drinks are processed from the trees or plants called Camellia sinensis, they are the real tea. How special they are. We are going to introduce more next lesson, okay? And we have the arbitrary, semi-arbitrary, shrub or bush, which are either from sexual production or asexual production. Usually the arbitrary, they are, yes, from the sexual reproduction, which that's why they could have more of those varieties. And the purity, they have one mountain, one village, one style. And the shrub or bush sometimes could be the semi-arbitrary. Usually they are from the asexual production. That's why they could keep the good sides of the mother tree. Sometimes could be the shortage. Yeah. And however, all the trees, like we mentioned, arbitrary, semi-arbitrary, shrub or bush, in general, they are the cultivated. They are the cultivated, which means that they are the planted one. They are the planted one because after being trained and cultivated or domesticated, we are able to drink them. Otherwise, for some wild tea trees, they could be toxin. Yeah, they could be toxin, okay? And between the wild one and the planted one, there has still luckily some few trees, transitional trees exist here in Vietnam. How lucky we are. They are the living legacy to the whole human. Yeah. So through this lesson, which is a foundational lesson, you can understand what is the real tea tree and how special they are, where do they grow usually, and how do we call them. Next time, definitely you know how to introduce them. And here I leave you some questions to be discussed. Yes, even you do not attend the online live course, yes, please answer those questions by yourself, okay? So, what your tea and which tea you are drinking now, which area, what type of the tea tree it is? You're warmly welcome. Your comment below. This is Mabel. See you very soon.